Washington, D.C., January 25, 1960. The presidents and executive officers of many of the nation's real estate boards gathered to plan programs and policies for the coming year. Meeting under the banner of the National Association of Real Estate Boards, the executives represented over 66,000 realtors. One of the exciting highlights of the 5-day meeting was the attendance of President Dwight D. Eisenhower at a special early morning breakfast for the executives. Mr. Eisenhower was greeted by James M. Udall of Los Angeles, retiring president of the association, and by C. Armel Nutter of Camden, New Jersey, the president-elect. The group walked to the head table to the strains of Hail to the Chief. The invocation was pronounced by Mr. Nutter, praying that President Eisenhower's determined effort in defense and toward efficiency and economy of government be an inspiration to all. This reference by Mr. Nutter was particularly proper for the occasion because it was at this meeting that the realtors brought their plans to the action phase. The men attending this conference, primarily concerned with the betterment of their own communities, but aware of the impact of national affairs upon their daily lives, came to Washington to confer with officials of the National Association and to familiarize themselves with its activities. By such consultation, an individual realtor executive could return to his own community better prepared to utilize the services of his national association. Among the many exciting areas of real estate activity which were explored with valuable results were the possibilities of accelerated home trade-ins, the Build America Better program for urban rehabilitation, and means of easing the tight mortgage money market. Because the National Association of Real Estate Boards is constantly concerned with the standards of the profession, considerable attention was also given to the advancement of higher education in real estate and specialized skills in such fields as property management, appraising, and farm brokerage. Mr. James M. Udall, known to realtors as the association's flying president, came to the microphone to introduce President Eisenhower. In his remarks, Mr. Udall spelled out the background of the association's recent activities, urging the members to take a full and active role.
We wanted you to learn at first hand about many important activities which we hope you will carry out in your respective boards and state associations this year. But particularly, we wanted to tell you in detail about the decision reached in our convention that we should embark upon a nationwide program to help officials at all levels realize greater efficiencies and economies in government, and that this should be a continuing program, not just for 1 year. When we decided to proceed with these programs, I thought they might interest our nation's chief executive. I had enjoyed the opportunity to meet him earlier, and during the lengthy battle over the omnibus housing bill, our association stood with him solidly in the important principles he insisted upon when he twice vetoed this bill. So I wrote President Eisenhower a letter briefly describing our new programs and expressed the hope that, in his impossibly crowded schedule, he might find time to come here and meet with you board presidents, upon whom will fall the responsibility for getting action out in the field. He honors us by his presence here this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Thank you very much. President Udall, and ladies and gentlemen, I have been talking to your president about this group, about the hours that you had to get up this morning in order to be at breakfast on time, and about the work you were doing. I noticed that he kept in stressing this is bipartisan. He apparently was afraid I was going to make a political speech. And you know I am. One of the reasons that I was anxious to come is because I know of your work in the great effort to prevent the debasement of our currency. But I'm not going to talk about that kind of a program and the ones that are related to it particularly. What I want to talk about is something a little broader and a little deeper. I know you people know all the risks that there are to inflation because of excessive federal spending, for fiscal, if we indulge in fiscal responsibility and irresponsible debt management, you know what it means. And therefore, I'm not going to waste your time. I believe the greatest problem in America today is not simply keeping our currency from being debased and eroded. It is the understanding of the United States about the issues that we face. People that oppose budgets that are balanced say, well, you think more of a balanced budget than you do about the education of some poor lad out in Kansas. If you say anything about America's responsibility for giving real leadership in the world in order that we may have an opportunity to see that people want to see people follow the course of freedom, living in freedom, and maintain themselves against any kind of incursion from an atheistic philosophy, we see it attacked by saying giveaway programs. To my mind, there is nothing can be more futile and nothing can be more indicative of a abysmal ignorance, if there's no demagoguery in it at all, but just ignorance, than to say that the programs United States carries out in the world are giveaway programs. Do we want peace? Do we want the free world strong, or do we not? We need, of course, other countries, other industrial countries. What I am getting about is this. Do you learn the facts, and as you talk the fact about the supporting the government in economy and in efficiency and preserving our dollar, are you taking these other great issues and meeting your friends, all of the other realtors in the world that you can get a hold of, and letting them see what the issues are? So, first, I think my message is congratulations for what you are doing. And the expression of the hope that you'll go even a little deeper into the relationship of the United States government with you, with your community, with your state, and with other nations. And you have got to give your honest convictions, not because a man is a Democrat or a Republican or even a populist or anything else. You've got to do it because you believe something. And if you believe it on the basis of facts, and you can make enough other people believe those same facts, you will have in your hands the mightiest force that there is in the United States, an informed public opinion. So I come here because I know your record up to this point. I hear your program here being discussed as to what you're going to be doing next year, and so I just come here to ask you work harder, deeper, wider, for one cause only, the United States of America. Thank you all very much indeed.